If you're on crypto Twitter, you might have seen a few videos of Gary Gensler, and you might be wondering why. Well, this is the work of Unfuck and the Unfuckers, and here is their story. To set some context, a couple months ago, I met this guy named Gunnar Lovelace, and we really just ended up hitting it off. Gunnar actually co-founded Thrive Market, which is basically an app for getting affordable organic groceries that's done incredibly well. And he starts to tell me about his latest project, Unfuck, which is all about bringing together a community and using viral content and pranks for good. Basically, a meme-powered movement, if you will. As we're chatting, he ends up showing me a video of a pilot activation Unfuck did, where they got 5,000 people to show up in the heart of downtown Los Angeles in front of 6 big banks, basically calling out their role and involvement in corporate corruption. This whole thing ends up shutting down 2 miles of downtown, which is just like insane, especially for a pilot activation. Gunnar goes on to tell me that Unfucked is planning on more of these community events to basically bring out tens of thousands of people in the streets of major cities nationally. And if you're wondering, does change actually come from doing stuff like this? Yeah, it absolutely does. And what made me excited about chatting with Gunnar is he has experience in using pranks and activations to drive change. In 2011, pranksters from a group that he actually helped fund did a prank in front of Disney's headquarters in Burbank, California. At the time, Disney was one of the biggest publishers of children's books, and these pranksters dressed up as Minnie and Mickey Mouse, basically holding up signs about how Disney was literally destroying rainforests to print their books. Shortly after this starts, news outlets were on the scene reporting what was happening, and a week later, Disney execs had a meeting about this, and a year later, Disney announced that they'd stop using paper connected to endangered forests for publishing. So Gunnar and I keep chatting for a few weeks. And we talk quite a bit about the attention economy and how the more an idea gets attention, the faster it spreads and how it can be an insanely powerful tool to mobilize people. I start seeing video drafts of some of the latest pranks and stunts Unfucked was doing at the time, and I actually ended up joining Unfuck as an advisor in July. Drive attention, drive change. Then Unfuck releases its manifesto and the community and movement really just starts to explode. The first target for Unfuck, Gary Gensler. People are creating memes and a culture starts to emerge, and the manifesto ends up getting over like 1 million impressions on CT. The Unfuck team starts to release multiple prank videos of Gary Gensler with different creators, and that content alone is generating millions of impressions across different social platforms. You have people making art, then multiple pranks getting pulled, including visiting Gary Gensler's office in New York with some art and getting thousands of signatures to file a complaint to the SEC. I think as a creator, it's very rare to find something that feels bigger than yourself and that embraces content simultaneously in a very focused and targeted way. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Well, does making videos of Gary with a dildo on his head or doing pranks actually move the needle for getting him out of office? In my opinion, it absolutely does. It sparks conversation with people inside the industry and outside of it. And as we move towards a more increasingly digital world, viral content is a powerful tool. It all goes back to how we are in an attention economy. For the Unfuck community, going after Gary Gensler is just the first step. There is a whole world of corruption that quite frankly fucks over 99% of us, from big banks to food companies, etc. So right now, if you wanted to get involved, you can actually jump in and start making memes around Unfuck and Gary Gensler. And you can also play their mini game where you flip off corrupt companies and earn points. You can even earn points from amplifying the content that Unfuck is producing to help create viral loops. As the community earns points together, different pranks are unlocked. And again, the whole idea is mobilizing the community around both online and offline activations. Quite frankly, I think the whole fucking thing is a vibe. So I'm actually going to be following the Unfuck team over the coming months because I just think that this is a fascinating story. And if it plays out the way I think it's going to play out, it's going to be a really powerful example of how memes, community, and storytelling can change outcomes. In the end, it's all just a game of attention, right? I hope you guys follow along because it is time to unfuck our pretty fucked up world.